Now, I invite Dr. Mark Hatherill, Director of South African Tuberculosis Vaccine Initiative, to deliver his remarks focusing on the following question. How do you rethink the way we finance and test new vaccine, drawing lessons from COVID-19 vaccine introduction to ensure the availability of new TB vaccine for adults and adolescents by the next high-level meeting in 2028? How we can ensure rapid uptake once new vaccines are available? Dr. Hatherill, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. The last decade has seen unprecedented advances in new diagnostics and treatments to reduce the severity of disease and risk of death for TB patients. These advances are necessary, but they are not sufficient. A vaccine that prevents people from getting TB and infecting others is the key to stopping the epidemic. And for the first time, a new, safe and effective TB vaccine is within our grasp. The most advanced vaccine candidate, M72, has shown 50% protection in adults exposed to TB. This vaccine will soon enter a large confirmatory trial expected to deliver results within 5 years. And if that protection is confirmed, the impact would be transformative. Over 25 years, such a vaccine could avert up to 76 million TB cases, 8.5 million TB deaths, and $3.8 billion in treatment costs. But there is work yet to be done. We need to finance a comprehensive R&D strategy for all 7 late-stage TB vaccines to reach their full potential. There is also a critical shortage of early-stage vaccines in the TB vaccine pipeline. Urgent investment is needed to move the most promising, including mRNA vaccines, through human trials. And to ensure uptake, we need to partner with affected communities in high TB burden countries to help us deliver information about vaccines in a way that resonates with those communities, and to help us as scientists to ask the right questions. Which new TB vaccines will be safe and effective in people living with HIV, in the elderly, in infants, in people not yet exposed to TB? Fundamentally, can we recognize the protective immune response to vaccination? This work will require a major leap in annual investment for TB vaccines, which is currently only 12% of TB R&D funding, and less than a fraction of 1% of the $100 billion committed to COVID-19 vaccines. But we have learned from the bold response to COVID-19, in which 40 efficacy trials with almost 400,000 volunteers produced a dozen approved vaccines within 3 years. By contrast, decades of underfunding for TB vaccines blunted the scope of our ambition. Cautious, ad hoc funding of individual vaccine trials did not and will not accelerate TB vaccine development. We need a program of investment in the whole TB vaccine pipeline that both tolerates the inherent risk of R&D and reduces the commercial uncertainty, to do the trials that are necessary, not the trials we think we can afford. To this end, investment in TB vaccines cannot be left to a handful of funders in low-burden countries. To ensure an equitable say in the TB vaccine research agenda and to ensure the voices of affected communities are heard, stakeholders in high TB burden countries must contribute our fair share of funding for vaccine development. Because delivery of a new TB vaccine will require a collective response from governments, industry, scientists, and civil society to conduct more trials of more vaccines more quickly and to prepare health systems for their implementation. A quantum jump in TB vaccine funding can deliver these transformative tools. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mark Hatherill, for the hopes you sent to us and to people around the world.